the story of how Saptharishis were created. In the beginning, there was only Brahma, the creator god who emerged from the lotus that sprouted from the navel of Vishnu, the preserver god. Brahma looked around and saw that the universe was empty and dark. He decided to create the worlds and the beings to inhabit them. He first created the 4 Kumaras, the 4 mind-born sons, who were the embodiments of his pure consciousness. However, they refused to procreate and instead chose to remain celibate and devoted to Vishnu. Brahma was disappointed and angry with them, and he created another mind-born son, Swayambhuva Manu, the first human and the progenitor of mankind. He then created the Devas, the celestial beings who were the guardians of the natural forces and the elements. He also created the Asuras, the demonic beings who were the rivals of the Devas. He also created the Nagas, the serpent beings who lived in the underworld, and the Gandharvas, the musical beings who entertained the Devas. However, Brahma was not satisfied with his creations, as he felt that they lacked the wisdom and the virtue to uphold the cosmic order. He wanted to create beings who would be the teachers and the guides of the other beings, and who would be the custodians of the sacred knowledge. He wanted to create the rishis, the sages, who would be the masters of the Vedas, the scriptures that contained the eternal truths. He then performed a yajna, a fire sacrifice, and from the flames emerged 7 mind-born sons, who were the first Saptarishis. They were Vashishta, the sage of peace and harmony, who was married to Arundhati, the star of chastity. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Vashishta Gotra. He was the royal priest of the Suryavansha kings and the guru of Rama, the hero of the Ramayana epic. Vishwamitra, the sage of power and will, who was the rival of Vashishta, and the only one who attained the status of Brahmarishi by his own merit. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Vishwamitra Gotra. He was the king of Kanyakubja, who renounced his throne and became a hermit. He was the guru of Bharata, the brother of Rama, and the discoverer of the Gayatri Mantra. Jamadagni, the sage of energy and austerity, who was the father of Parashurama, the 6th avatar of Vishnu. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Jamadagni Gotra. He was married to Renuka, the daughter of a king who was beheaded by Parashurama on his command. Gautama, the sage of wisdom and compassion, who was the husband of Ahalya, the most beautiful woman in the world, who was cursed by Indra, the king of the gods, for being seduced by him. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Gautama Gotra. He was the father of Anjana, the mother of Hanuman, the monkey god, and the devotee of Rama. Bharadwaja, the sage of knowledge and learning, who was the father of Drona, the teacher of the Pandavas and the Kauravas in the Mahabharata epic. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Bharadwaja Gotra. He was married to Sushila, the daughter of the king of Kashi, who was abducted by the king of Hastinapura. Atri, the sage of light and vision, who was the father of Dattatreya, the incarnation of the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Atri Gotra. He was married to Anasuya, the epitome of devotion and fidelity, who turned the Trimurti into infants when they tested her virtue. Kashyapa, the sage of creation and diversity, who was the father of the Devas, the Asuras, the Nagas, and many other creatures. He was the author of several hymns in the Rig Veda and the founder of the Kashyapa Gotra. He was married to 13 daughters of Daksha, the son of Brahma, who were the mothers of various races and species. Brahma was pleased with his new creations, and he blessed them with the knowledge of the Vedas, the power of penance, and the longevity of a Manvantara. He also assigned them the task of guiding and instructing the other beings, and maintaining the balance and harmony in the universe. He also gave them the privilege of being the stars of the Big Dipper constellation and being visible to the mortals as a sign of their presence and protection. The Saptharishis accepted their roles and responsibilities, and they became the mentors and the models for the other rishis and the seekers of truth. They also became the ancestors of the Brahmins, the priestly caste, who inherited their wisdom and virtue. They also became the witnesses and the participants of the events and the stories that shaped the history and the culture of India.